So, Madman is a supernatural slasher from 1989 from the director of the two The Gate movies and the writer David Chaskin, who did Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, and The Curse. And this movie even has one of the writers of Nightmare on Elm Street 3 in it, playing a pianist. And from the same cinematographer of Gate 2, so that makes sense, Cheerleader Camp and Jason Takes Manhattan. Now, this movie is about a book where the things in the book start to mirror reality. Art imitates life. The characters in the book enter our world and start killing people, imitating the kills that are in the book that this woman is reading. And yeah, and so she's got to try to convince everybody what's going on. The book's coming to life, and no one believes her, yada, yada, yada. And then, shit happens from there. So it's a fine movie. It could have been way better, but here's what I like about it. So I thought the score was fantastic. Same composer who did The Blob, which was another fantastic score. It had like a Bernard Herrmann quality to it. It even sounded like It's Alive at times. There's this certain sound every now and then. I was like, that sounds just like the opening theme to It's Alive. Very similar. And I thought Clayton Rohner, the actor from April Fool's Day, and a few other horror movies, but most importantly, he's from Just One of the Guys, a comedy from the mid 80s. And so he's in here playing the detective slash boyfriend, and I liked his character. I just like the actor also, so it's like, hey, I like him. But he's also a good actor, and I also like the guy who played the publisher. I thought he just fit that character perfectly, the way he portrayed that character. I thought he was good, and I liked the look of the killer in this. He's like a crazy doctor, and he like cuts off his own face, his ears, his eyes, his nose, and then I like the gimmick of like every time he kills someone, he's taking a piece of their body and replacing a piece of his that's missing. So the first person he kills, he'll take like the ears or the nose and the lips, and just slowly, and like the scalp, because he like takes off all his hair. And so like as the film progresses, like he is getting more and more disturbing looking. He's like turning into Leatherface, and he's just like stitching the pieces together, and it just looks pretty crazy. So I really liked the look of the killer and that whole gimmick. And I thought the movie was very well paced. It's never too dry, never boring. So it's good in that department, but here's where it's not good. What I don't like about it, I thought the lead actress was not great. She's very attractive, but she was not the best actress. And there is some really god awful, horrible, like effects, stop motion stuff in the beginning and at the very end, but especially at the beginning, it looked the worst. And those creatures look almost identical to the ones in the gate, just bigger, which makes sense. It's the same director. It's like he just got lazy and was like, well, let's just do what we were doing over here. It seems like people like it. So let's just take these creatures from this movie I made and put them in this one, but we'll tweak it a little bit. We'll make them look a little different, but not much different. They looked the same. It's been a while since I've seen the Gates. I've seen it a couple of times, but they had like the same face. It was just crazy how similar they looked. But it didn't look good. The stop motion effects, it was pretty terrible. Ages the film quite a bit. And all the kills in this slasher are off screen. And when you watch a slasher, you want them to be on screen. You get a little bit of blood here and there, but he's chopping off people's faces, he's scalping them, he's taking off their ears or lips, and it's really all done off screen. You don't really see jack shit. So that just was it just bummed me out. It was a misstep for the director. Maybe it was the MPAA. Maybe they did shoot it, and then they had to take it out. I don't know. But maybe it's on the Blu-ray, deleted scenes, and you can get that Blu-ray for only $90 on Amazon. I'm not paying that. And this movie's streaming on Tubi right now, so you can watch it for free if you want. And I just thought the movie lacked good, suspense, tension. There wasn't a whole lot. It was just quick kills off screen and just cat scares. You get a cat scare in this, and I always fucking hate that. And I just thought the movie got really predictable as it got going. Like, I knew what was around every corner. I knew, this one reveal that happens later on, and then another thing. Like, I knew, like, what they were about to do. I'm like, oh, she's probably about to do this, and then this is going to happen. And it all happened, and it plays it safe in the end. Like, they live happily ever after. And it's just, it played it too safe at the end, and I just saw every turn. So that hurt it also. It just kind of started to feel generic. It was the whole, like, oh, no one believes me. I'm just going to tell everyone the crazy truth and they're going to act like I'm crazy. And I thought that was stupid for her character. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Like, out loud in my chair, just baffled that she was doing this. Like, as soon as she picks up on what's happening, she goes straight to the police and is like, here's what's going on. A character from this book has entered our world, and now he's doing this, and I think he's going to be here tonight. And they're just like, yeah, okay, lady, sure. What were you expecting? You really expected the police to believe you? Like, how stupid is this woman? Like, I just could not believe that she made that decision. And she's like, her poor boyfriend. I feel bad for the boyfriend because everyone at that police department where he works knows that he's dating her. So now they're going to be ridiculing him like, you got a crazy ass girlfriend, buddy. So yeah, I just thought that was so dumb, her doing that. Like, no one's going to believe you. And of course, they don't. So it just kind of felt generic. And if the kills would have been on screen, I could forgive some of the generic shit going on because I have some gore at least, But we don't. So final thoughts, this is a ho-hum supernatural slasher with lame off-screen kills, a cool-looking villain, but the lead actress just does not carry this film with her weak performance, and it had potential to be great, but to me, it just missed the mark. So when it comes to Madman, I will just give it 2.5 out of 5. As for a spoiler discussion, there's not much to spoil, really. I mean, it's all in the premise. Like, he's just taking body parts from people, and he's killing everyone close to her, people that she knows, which makes her seem guilty. Because the first person that dies is an actress that she hates. And I guess it's just a coincidence that some of these people have the same description as the characters in the book in her life. Or was the book just changing its description of these characters to match her life supernaturally? I don't know. Who turns off Who turns off the light for sex when you have a beautiful girlfriend like this? I don't get that. Like, when you have this woman on top of you, you want to see her. Don't just make it pitch black in the room. What is up with you? You do that when you're like 80, all right? When you're young and beautiful, you keep the lights on. At least that's just how I roll. So, she is apparently a chicken shit. Every time she reads these books, she needs to, like, call her boyfriend over to hug her. And it's like, why are you reading these books? So, and then even he seems like a little bit of a chicken shit, because when she's describing the book to him, he starts to get, like, uneasy. Like, oh, stop talking about it. It's like, really? Wow, there's a bunch of pussies in this movie. And so, yeah, the red girl, that's what they called her in the book, Red. She gets scalped, very maniac, and, would have been cool to see that on camera, but it was still a great scene, her getting chased into the bathroom, and then she doesn't even lock the bathroom door, which I thought that was really stupid. Like, what the fuck? He, like, drugs her, and she knows she's about to, like, pass out within, like, 10 seconds. He's, like, counting backwards from 100, and she could have went in the kitchen and grabbed a knife or something, but she runs all the way to the back of this apartment and gets in the bathroom, shuts the door, and doesn't lock it. Like, what the fuck? Okay, I guess you just want to get killed. And then the pianist gets killed off camera, ears removed, get a library, cat scare. Yeah, a cat scare in a library. How the fuck did that cat get inside a library? Did they ever say if it was a stray or if the librarian owned that cat and she brings it to work? Would that even be allowed? I don't think so. You can't just bring your cat to work every day. So, yeah, somehow this cat just got inside the library, and what a fucking cluttered, messy-ass library. There's books everywhere. There's one moment towards the end, they're going up the stairs, and there's books just stacked on both sides of the stairs all the way up. There's everywhere. It's like, who is in charge here? I would lose my mind if I worked there. It's too cluttered. I'm clean. I have OCD. I would not be able to tolerate that shit. I'd lose my mind. Like, stack these fucking books already. And we find out that these 2 books that she's reading from this author these books are listed as nonfiction. They're based on actual events. And Lenny, friend, is killed. His nose is removed, all off camera. And then we get this fake out with the janitor, and that's just one of those things I saw coming. They like have all the cops at this other library. They think it's this library that's about to get attacked because of what the book said. But of course, it's going to be the other library where her friend works, and somehow she didn't piece that together. But yeah, but wouldn't that janitor know that there's 1,000 cops there? Wouldn't he have been informed of what was going on that night? He's an employee there, and they were telling the other employees what was going on. They told that other librarian, just act natural, just continue with your day, but they didn't go to the janitor and say, hey, avoid this area because we're waiting for a killer. Like, that's pretty stupid. And so then Mona is found dead with her lips removed, and Richard comes and saves the day at the last second, shooting the killer before he can take out the main girl, Virginia's heart. Wish you knew that was going to happen. But of course, he's not dead. He's Michael Myers. He got shot 6 times, but he gets right back up. And then she looks over at this chest, and she gets the other book that she was reading in the open, and you're quickly putting it together. Like, all right, she's going to somehow summon that monster from the first story. And she does, and it comes and attacks the killer from the second book. And then somehow the monster gets like chopped in half, and then it's like hopping towards him, and it tackles him out the window, and they both like turn into book pages as they fly out the window, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but whatever, it's supernatural. And yeah, so then it's like at the end of the movie, it just ends abrupt, so it's like, okay, well, now what happens to these characters? Because there's still a case to solve. These other cops are going to be asking questions because now they're going to find Mona's body with her lips missing, and they're like, all right, who did this? Who's the killer? And they're not going to believe Clayton's character. They're still not going to believe his girlfriend. So this case is still technically to the whole police department is still unsolved. They're going to have to throw somebody in handcuffs at some point, or I don't know. And I would hope they burn all these books, all the copies, because if all it takes is just you opening the book and reading it for it to just keep coming back to life, you gotta burn all those books. So I hope they at least do that. That's how the movie should have ended. They should have gotten the books, however many copies are left of this rare book, and just burn them. That should have been the last shot. So yeah, no one's gonna believe them. Case forever unsolved. So that's the end of the film. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And remember, it's all an opinion. You don't need to get butthurt about it.